Is moving kind of like jello in there, and it's called coup contra coup, so it bounces.
This is VOA Tech.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are IUM for life. We are IUM.
Good evening, I'm Maggie Forciero. In the news tonight, PDM to litigate on Kanyama's alleged $600 million clinical supplies tender. 17 unaccredited programs will not be offered by UNAM this year. Windhoek's Goriangab residents underwater. Floodwaters reaches in Dollar Village overnight. And Business on One comments corner, sport and the weather. The leader of the official opposition party, the Popular Democratic Movement's McHenry Vunani, has called on the president's intervention to cancel tenders for supply and delivery of clinical products worth around $600 million. Vunani has indicated that should the president fail to take action on the tenders, PDM will be forced to litigate in the interest of the public.
PDM leader McHenry Vunani made his comments at a media briefing in Windhoek earlier today. This comes after the Central Procurement Board of Namibia pronounced itself on the tender, which has caused a public outcry, stating that the notice for selection of procurement award is not the final stage and may change upon reconsideration of issues raised by bidders. Vunani called on the head of state, President Hage Geingob, to revoke the tender, questioning the tender's specifications and noting that it does not make economic sense for the country to spend over $600 million on disposable surgeon gloves and condoms while Namibia faces a shortage of blood pressure medication and lapsing infrastructure.
That the president or the government that he leads cannot at all justify. There is no economic sense, no political sense to spend $650 million on gloves and condoms while you have a health crisis where you don't have blood pressure medication as we are speaking in hospitals, where you have infrastructure lapses, where you have schools of kids going to schools while the rain is raining them wet. And yet this country, this government through its own telesis, its think that it is appropriate and right and fair to spend $650 million. The question is not whether the $650 million tender was done correctly. Why spend $650 million, $1 billion, close to $1 billion on condoms in a society where 1.5 million citizens are living below the breadline? Who has developed the metrics, the specification of a contract or a tender that would later on arrive at the price of $149 per condom? So those people in the ministry that are doing these specifications must be investigated, because this is a clear sign of insider collusion, insider trading. Because if you look at the amount that we are spending on gloves, even if this government says we are going to spend $50 million on buying gloves, either from Spain, from China, from Nigeria, all these countries that are making gloves, we are not going to spend close to $300 million on gloves, on plastic gloves, or China, or South Africa, or elsewhere. But we are finding it right to spend that kind of money.
Venani's remarks follow the Central Procurement Board of Namibia's media conference addressing the procurement of clinical products, where the board's chairperson, Amon Gavetene, explained that the 3 tenders amounting to over 600 million for the supply and delivery of clinical products are not in the final stage and may still change. Ngavetene added that the perception that the supply of a single condom will cost more than $100 Namibian is incorrect.
We would want to talk to the issue and the perception that is being created, that one condom is costing more than $100 million. In terms of the bidding document, a unit is a box or a pack consisting of 144 condoms. So basically, if a bidder is asking for $100 for that box, which consists of 144 condoms, it's coming to run about 69 cents per condom. Not the figure that is being floated around. And that even makes it much more cheaper than the one packet consisting of 3 condoms that we usually buy for $40.
The official opposition leader further suggested that funds from the tender in question should be diverted immediately to other important areas, such as the construction of a new state hospital in the capital city to mitigate challenges of doctor-to-patient ratio.
You imagine. Apparently, I need to send him my card to buy drinks while I get ready. Honey, no matter how long I take to line these lips, I don't share my bank card, period. Do you know that card not present fraud occurs when your bank card details are used to perform an online transaction without the card being present? That is why I always keep my bank card safe and make sure my bank notifications reach my cell phone immediately. I also inspect my monthly bank statements for any unusual transactions. Please visit www.pan.org.na so you ensure you protect yourself against fraud. Cheers, darlings. And remember, we don't share.
The University of Namibia has put on hold the 17 unaccredited programs until next year, pending approval by the National Council for Higher Education.
UNAM submitted 83 new development programs in March last year to the NCHE for accreditation, and only 64 programs were accredited. UNAM's Pro-Vice-Chancellor of Academic Affairs, Ferdinand Gideon, said the university embarked upon extensive curriculum transformation of its undergraduate and few postgraduate programs since 2020 for the implementation in January 2023. However, 17 programs including Degree of Science in Agriculture, Economics and Master of Arts in the Security and Strategic Studies were amongst courses not accredited.
The feedback briefly was that 64 programs out of the 83 submitted to NCHE, inclusive of 19 programs submitted to professional bodies, were accredited. All our professional bodies are completely accredited and they are offered as we speak. This represents 77% of the submitted programs. However, 17 programs were not accredited and requires actions to address the gaps that the review panels have identified. These 17 programs are still under accreditations and is not being offered in 2023 because we are very serious with quality assurance. The university has in the meantime reviewed most of the 17 programs, taking the comments of the review panels into account and has resubmitted them to NCHE in December 2022 for consideration. If approved by NCHE, the university will offer these programs in 2024.
The Director of Quality Assurance at UNAM, Yeba Thimokadila, explained the themes that NHCE looks at before a program gets accredited.
Assessment, how assessment is going to be conducted. The staff that you have in place to teach on the program, including support staff. Then the fifth theme is facilities. Do you have sufficient facilities in place? Then the sixth one is internal quality assurance. How do you make sure that whatever you offer is of quality? Then the last theme is financial resources.
The Pro Vice Chancellor of Academic Affairs added that the students who registered for the new programs but are not accredited can register in programs under the old curriculum.
The rain received over the weekend in the capital saw many Goriangkhab Dam residents living in Mashishi Street losing their belongings as several houses were washed away by rainwater.
When Goriangkhab residents woke up this morning, they started scavenging for what was left in their houses following the rain that fell over the weekend. Laimi Amupolo, a 27-year-old resident who was among the residents who complained to News on One, said that the rain has negatively affected her and the business she operates from her home after she lost everything in her house due to the weekend's rainfall.
The rain caught us off guard at home. As you can see, I have a shebeen in the house, which I operate from home. When it started raining, I was here with customers. The water came with high pressure, flowing from the riverbed already at a high level. Usually, the riverbed gets cleaned by municipality, which did not happen for years. The damages we received is that we lost our beds, fridge, clothes, and everything in the house was underwater. We tried building walls in front of the house to prevent water from flowing into the houses, but it did not help.
This whole site is affected by the rain. No one is safe from the rainwater. Every household was flooded. As you can see, all that water was passed in the houses.
Meanwhile, Andres Ileka, a 37-year-old man, is pleading with Good Samaritans to donate sand or cement to repair water-damaged structures and avoid residents' belongings from being washed away. Although this time around no one was injured due to the rain, many feared for the worst.
Problem we have at the moment is that we do not have money to repair the structures. We used to work, but we lost our jobs due to the coronavirus pandemic. As you can see, all these ghettos were flooded. I eventually lost everything in the house. I just found my wallet now in the riverbed, but I'm thankful that I managed to get it back.
The affected Goriangkhab Dam residents say that they are affected by the rain primarily because they live near a riverbed and are therefore pleading with the municipality to clear the riverbed in order for the rainwater to flow easily and prevent water from flowing into their homes.
Pep, your best price baby shop, has an amazing offer on Cuddlesome Value Pack nappies. Just $129.99 per pack at the lowest price. Plus, 3 packs of Cuddlesome Gentle Wipes at only $59.99. We care for your baby like they're our baby. Life's better with Pep.
A resident of Omandobe village in the Engela constituency of the Ohangwena region was alarmed by the speed at which the flood water was advancing inland and reaching villages near Endola, which borders the Oshana region. This is due to continuous flooding from neighboring Angola.
Omandobe Village Secretary Naftali Hamunyela explained that when he drove past the dry plain near the village on Friday afternoon, there was no water, but Saturday morning the plain was completely flooded.
Omea vene apafika po ongela shimba ko hetatu yo konglosi no ngoingo wa poku ka kono sashi ongela po na tonda shinga ndata uruko shanashi ikando irine teka palime ane nan ondo inda hanga kunya ko nerima ko konko ndakuti okaheng na tangu ulinga mo area ipe yo yengera constituency keke mule ufukumo uke ko jashi ke kunya sashi pena amweno kuli na tango tati shimba fia papi na afika po hapa
Simba es watara natango ta tikiruka ko
ucha taende ita endelelende otatondoka shashinge nonge fimbweri pakalenyo fika panga no tulina makati kwa miange no kwali au kakusho ngeno tulina ne makati kwa mia
atale la kendola
ngawatale la kendola ngao otatingo no kaneta pitine ko katiko ke mwele ta kunduruka no shimbipi ta iko mangela kombiko ale ambala ndudu akamba tuka kwa manyoshe afika mentrita mopo no pango inya hamono ya kula tilipotili mbali ongere ka fikola opongo hapichopo ngafini ni kafio ko katana na shakati.
In addition, a hydrologist from the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, Philemon Shatipamba, who was deployed to the Ohankwena region for flood monitoring last week, shared the same sentiments as Hamunyela. He explained that with a newly acquired flood monitoring instrument, they are able to determine how fast the water is moving and which area flood water is expected to reach.
We are here measuring the current flow, the speed of the current flow, and currently we have measured at this culvert at 2.896 meters per second. It gives us an indication on how fast the water is moving, and then it also helps us it further enables us to determine how long it will take to reach a certain destination. This goes a long way in warning the people downstream of this channel, and just for them to always be prepared, because the water is moving quite fast given the continuous rainfall received in Angola.
The residents in the Engela constituency are urged to take precaution, as hydrologists believe the flood will last for up to 2 months given Namibia's rainfall season, which is expected to end in March 2023.
Sweet dreams, sweeter prices at Pep Home. Single bed, reversible duvet cover sets for boys and girls, just $149.99. Kids will be kids with these low prices. Plain flannel fleece blankets, a snuggly $79.99. Get amazing printed bedding they'll love at affordable prices. Life's better with Pep.
Welcome to this evening's edition of Business on One. Employees of the Luderitz Town Council received a 3% salary increment after the Namibia Public Workers Union, NAPU, reached an agreement with the council. The union welcomed the news as the last increment was over 2 years ago. Mayor of Luderitz Town Council Benjamin McKay said the decision comes at a time when the municipality is operating on a tight budget. The town council has a staff complement of 133 employees. The increment for the 2022-2023 financial period, which was approved by the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, is across the board. McKay hopes the agreement will boost performance among employees.
When we open the port, we also see that the budget and the finance of the council was very tight. But due to the hard work of the employees and all the efforts, since we know that we have a lot of needs and there's a lot of challenges, but in the absence of all the other necessary equipment which we need, our employees put in all the effort. And today we are really happy to make you happy. And we believe that you will also make the council and our community happy today.
NAPU Branch Secretary Lazarus Neshiku stated that the workers should be pleased as the Lüderitz Town Council is among a few councils that granted wage increments.
For us who representing members is so that if you are not in that shoes, you are not feeling good. There are times that people are thinking apparently I'm being paid under the table, just, things, but you as a leader, you must be responsible. You must be criticized by people because it's just depending on the understanding of people. But today, I'm a happy person, as the worship said, that at least this little, and I'm telling you, I can mention maybe only 3 to 4 town council and municipality that give us a response that they can even sit off window. I don't know if they did. We demand 5%. They cannot. Truly, to be honest, I'm a happy man today, and I only want also to repeat that. Let's keep us the environment where we are, the communication, at least so that we can work together. Because still, like maybe in some few weeks, I have to go again and ask for as usually for the demand of the year.
Lüderitz Town Council Acting Chief Executive Officer encouraged collaboration among all staff, adding that the council will not tolerate workers who misbehave.
Before being a shop steward, you first have to be an employee. Being a shop steward doesn't give you absolute powers to do whatever you want to do. You are still an employee. There is no speciality being a shop steward. We have to understand, if a shop steward is misbehaving, is entitled to discipline like all other employees. That's why I'm saying a shop steward doesn't have any absolute powers. And I'm encouraging you, us, to start doing the things the right way.
The last wage increment of 2% was signed for the 2019-2020 financial year. And that is all we had for you. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages for more on the business front.
On this episode of The She Word, we find out what should be done to protect egg donors from possible exploitation.
It is while waiting for a doctor's appointment to undergo tubal ligation in the UK that Pumla Navacha heard about egg donation.
I overheard a conversation between two slightly older African women, and they were going through a deep conversation about how they had failed for years and years, been trying to have a child, to have children.
Now we look at Comments Corner, your daily dose of comments from our social media pages. Division within the Windhoek Municipal Council has widened as 3 opposition parties announced that they will have their own programs and own management committee. This is despite the election of Joseph Uapingene as the mayor, deputized by SWAPO councillor Magdalena Pienaar-Lombard. Maria said political parties should be removed from local authorities. According to Werner, there has been no development since day one, and it seems that the opposition are blocking services and development. Matthias urged for collaboration on building and developing the city instead of divisions. parties said they had the opportunity to work together, but instead became enemies. Bernardo wants opposition leaders to become mature when it comes to politics. That is all from Comments Corner. Be sure to engage on our stories on our social media pages for broadcast on News on One.
More male clients actually getting the manicures and pedicures and facials done.
There were times where there was pressure.
I sometimes feel like I'm getting paid for doing nothing because I love what I do so much.
Not everybody's going to do it through the schooling system.
Time now for Sport on One. African Stars continued with their dominating ways as the Reds won its first football derby match 3-1 against Live Fighters during the opening matches of the second half of the Debmarine Namibia Premiership over the weekend.
The town of Otjiwarongo was painted purple and red as the teams marched out of the tunnel to lock horns. Live Fighters played a more technical game, playing from their defense and distributing the ball down both flanks, sending Coach Bekera to be animated on the touchline with his defense. However, African Stars did not waste time by playing a high-press game in the first 13 minutes as a set piece by Willie Stefanus sent the goalkeeper of Live Fighters into panic mode, resulting in scoring the first goal of the match. African Stars did not stop probing the defense of Live Fighters, while their goalkeeper had all his senses switched on. But that confidence was quickly dimmed as African Stars found the back of the net once again to total the tally 2-0 for African Stars. Live Fighters coach then switched to a more creative free-flow style of play. This caused defensive mistakes for African Stars players at the back, which resulted in them conceding an own goal as halftime ended 2-1. The second half saw both teams playing an attacking game. African Stars quickly sealed matters by scoring a beautiful goal from outside the box, 3-1. This goal can easily be nominated as goal of the season. The African Stars coach switched to defensive tactics to protect their lead until full-time, which solidified their stronghold as league leaders. On Sunday, Live Fighters redeemed themselves by hammering young Brazilians at 6-1 to remain second on the log.
That is all the sport news we had for you. Please stay tuned for the weather forecast. We have come to the end of tonight's edition of News on One. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. From me, Maggie Forciero, and the rest of the team, till next time, it's good night.
The International University of Management, a Namibian university dedicated to its people's future, a hub of abundant opportunities.
We are